This is self-empowerment, coming up on tonight's show. Tonight we're going to be looking at the secrets of weight loss, and it's really quite a simple process, but there's some tips and key strategies that I want to share with you. Tonight in the point of focus, we're going to be asking you to just stop and listen to your body, because your body knows what's best for you. We're going to be looking at EFT top tips, and I'm going to be giving you 3 powerful affirmations that you can use just to break down some of the feelings that you have about yourself. And in the last section we're going to do an EFT tap along, and that's called my mirror tap, and it's a way of just breaking down those barriers about how you feel about yourself, because that's what the secret of weight loss is all about. It's about self-love and food being your friend as opposed to your enemy. So the first section we're going to cover is really what's your point of focus. When you think about food, do you think positively about it, or are you thinking negatively about it? Because really your ideal body weight is just the energy balance in your body being in harmony. And when you're thinking negatively about food, when you're not really liking yourself much and you're feeling negative about what you're putting in yourself, then it's going to have a negative effect on you. So we want to try and make you aware during this session that really you need to pay attention to your body. Your body knows best, and if you can adopt 4 key beliefs, it will really help you achieve your ideal body weight, and you don't even need to worry about food. You can actually get the scales and throw them away, because scales are bad news. People become addicted to looking at the scales and seeing what's happening. So years and years ago I threw my scales away. I intuitively know my ideal body weight, and I've been the same weight for many years, probably since my teens. So it's quite easy for me to maintain the body weight that I want, because I have certain beliefs about what I put in my body being good for me, and I have very positive beliefs about my eating habits, and I'd like to share them with you now. So belief 1 is eat what you want, but only when you're hungry. Okay, if you'd like to get a pen and write that down, simply eat what you want, but only when you're hungry. Now, people who are struggling with weight loss tend to pick all day, even when they're not hungry. It just becomes a habit, because really the secret of weight loss is self-love, self-respect. And if you're not liking yourself too much, you're going to be tranquilizing that on a daily basis with food. So eat what you want, but only when you're hungry. Okay, that's really a good guide. Sometimes I get up in the morning and I don't feel hungry till lunchtime, so I just don't eat. Have a few cups of tea, but I pay attention to what my body tells me. When I need fuel, when I need energy, when I need food, my body gives me an internal nudge, and I obey that, and I find something to eat. Number 2, eat what you want. Throw away the rule book. It really doesn't matter. Just eat what you want. Step 3, stop when you're full. Now this is the key strategy. You can eat what you want, when you want, as long as you stop when you're full. Okay, because people don't know how to stop, and it's very simple. Listen to the body. When the stomach fills up with food, the esophagus will become sensitive and you will start to feel a little bit uncomfortable. That's the nudge from within that you've had enough, and the stomach's ready to digest that without further food being placed on top of it. Number 4 is everything that I put in my body is good for me. Now, if you have negative beliefs or negative thoughts about food or certain food groups, it's going to create allergies, food intolerances, and that negativity behind the eating patterns will be causing manifesting illnesses in the body. So if you have a simple belief that everything you put in your body is good for you, then it will be. And let's be honest, why would you put something in your body that you know is bad for you? The only reason that you would do that is if you didn't really like yourself much. And we're going to be tackling that in the last section today with my EFT balance Huna mirror tap. It's a little technique that I've put together, but it's very powerful. I've tested it on thousands of people and it works brilliantly, so I'll be sharing that with you shortly. Now, those 4 top beliefs: eat what you want, only when you're hungry, but stop when you're full. Okay, write those down. Try and follow your body's rhythm and the messages that come from within, because The reason you're overeating is because you are simply tranquilizing inner emotions that are left over from the childhood or from a recent relationship where you came out of it, you didn't really feel good about yourself. So you've learned to find a daily fix to tranquilize those inner emotions so that you can just keep sweeping them behind you. And for some people it's food, some people it's drugs, some people it's alcohol. Whatever your fix is, it doesn't matter. You just need to understand that you're tranquilizing on a daily basis with food because you don't really like what you see in the mirror. You're not that keen on yourself. And I want to try and help you realize that you really have two choices in this life. If you love and respect yourself, your body will always respond to that and be healthy. But if there's a part of yourself or a whole of yourself you're not liking, the body also responds to that negativity and it will start to break down. It will be a body at dis-ease. So therefore, it's not going to function too well. You're going to be holding on to a whole load of emotional stuff, and when you hold on to emotional stuff, you will also hold on to the weight. Because the weight is your armour, the weight is your protection. It's your comforter. It's your first line of defense. So it just demonstrates that you've been hurt in the past, you're tranquilizing, and the key is not diets, not exercise machines, not jumping on the scales 3 or 4 times a day, but it's learning to go within and actually just accept yourself for who you are and to start loving yourself that bit more. Now in the second section we're going to be looking at top tips in EFT. And what I'd like you to do is write down a few affirmations, and then I'll show you the tapping technique and you can go away and you can practice that. Now really, weight loss is about 3 key areas. Most people struggling with their weight don't feel good enough. They don't feel worthy, and they quite happily sabotage their own body image and their body shape by putting food down the neck, because it's just, every time they do that they feel a little bit better about themselves. And because it's that tranquilization, the effect of food that has on the body. So you've just learned to be dependent on that, and you're not really addicted to food, you're more addicted to self-tranquilization. And what we want to help you do is release that. So we're going to use some simple acupuncture points around the body. We're going to use in between the eyebrows, we're going to use the side of the eye on the bone, and if you follow that bone under the eye, under the nose, on the chin, right in the middle, and then tap around lightly on the collarbone, and then about 3 or 4 inches under the armpit. Those are the key acupuncture points that we're going to use. So the first affirmation is, even though I don't feel good enough, I'm okay. And we simply go, even though I don't feel good enough, I'm okay, just the way I am. Even though I don't feel good enough, I'm okay, just the way I am. Even though I've never really felt good enough, I'm starting to like myself now. Even though I don't feel good enough, I'm okay now. Do 5 or 6 rounds of that. Smile, feel comfortable with yourself, and just keep going round. If any emotions come up at the time, then just take a few deep breaths and change the affirmation to I choose to feel calm. I choose to feel calm. If an emotion comes up, or if any of the acupuncture points around the body feel a little sensitive, it's because they're indicating that there's an energy block. So it's going to be sensitive, but as you tap it very lightly, you will disperse that energy block and you will start to feel so much better. If you start giggling, start crying, it doesn't matter. That's just the way the body shifts the energy, so it's entirely natural. Okay, now the second one is, even though I don't like myself much, I'm okay. I'm learning to love myself. Even though I don't like myself much, I'm learning to love myself just the way I am. Even though I don't love myself much, I'm learning to love myself just the way I am. Now keep going round again 5 or 6 times and just feel good about starting to accept yourself for who you are, because it will start to break down those old patterns and programming that run constantly in background that keep fueling that desire to tranquilize. So it's those inner feelings of just not really liking yourself much that we're trying to break down. The third one is, even though I have this challenge, I choose to find it easy to achieve my ideal body weight. Even though I have this challenge, I choose to find it easy to achieve my ideal body weight. Even though I have this challenge, I choose to find it easy to achieve my ideal body weight. And we simply keep going round and repeating that affirmation, go around 5 or 6 times. Right, now in this last section, we're going to be doing an EFT mirror tap, or a Huna mirror tap, or a balance mirror tap. There's a number of external tools you can use, but effectively we're going to get a small mirror, put it in front of you, put it on your desk and just look at it. Get eye contact. Now for some this is going to be extremely difficult. I can remember many years ago looking in the mirror and I would never ever get eye contact with myself because I didn't like what I saw back. It took me quite a few times of trying this technique before I felt really comfortable. So if you had said to me 5 or 6 years ago you'll be on camera talking and hopefully inspiring other people to do this, I would have said you were absolutely bonkers. However, we're going to use the same tapping technique. We're going to go around the acupuncture points like this, and we're just going to say a few affirmations. Now I'd like you to write these down and follow along with me. The first affirmation is I choose to love and accept myself just the way I am. The second is I am good enough. Okay, and then when we've done that we're going to move on to what we call a Huna, or Ho'oponopono, can't pronounce the damn thing, but I call it the Huna Technique, and it's 4 self-statements that will break down that inner resistance to you accepting yourself and loving yourself. And it's please forgive me, I'm sorry, I love you, thank you. Those are the 4 simple affirmations, and they're pledges and affirmations that you make to yourself. So it goes a little something like this. You get your mirror on your desk, and during the day, as many times as you can, just sit in front of that mirror, look at yourself in the mirror, take a few deep breaths and just smile at yourself. There's nobody else about, nobody else is important. This is about you making that inner connection. And if you just get that mirror and then start tapping, I choose to love and accept myself just the way I am. Get eye contact with yourself. I choose to love and accept myself just the way I am. I choose to love and accept myself just the way I am. I choose to love and accept myself just the way I am. I choose to love and accept myself just the way I am. And go around 3 or 4 times, get eye contact in the mirror, and if you get a little tearful or you feel a little emotional, just smile at yourself and go with it, because it's the body doing what it was designed to do. It's just releasing emotion. So it's a good thing. Don't break away and say, oh, you've probably, like me, cried many times before, so if that's what's happening, that's just the way your body wants to release emotion. Now, the second one is look in the mirror and just keep tapping as much as you can. I am good enough. I am good enough. I am good enough, just the way I am. I am good enough. Do 5 or 6 rounds of that and really try and maintain that eye contact. If you can't, it doesn't matter, but each time you try the technique, it will get that little bit easier. Now, the last one really is the Huna, and it's 4 simple statements. So it goes a little something like this. I'm sorry. And remember, you're making these statements to your inner self, your inner soul. I'm sorry. You're apologising, making up for all of that self-abuse and all that loathing of yourself and not liking of yourself every time you put yourself down. This is about actually just making peace within. Okay, so I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. Now that's a key one. If you can look in the mirror and keep going round, that simple self-statement technique will just start to break down those barriers and will start to really help you focus on going within. And every time you try that mirror tap, it will get that little bit easier. Now there is a bonus one that I've been trying recently. It was a tip from Abraham and Esther Hicks, and it really is the self-statement, food is my friend. Now, to most people that are struggling to lose weight, food is not their friend. They hate food, they see it as a necessary evil, but they can't stop eating it. Now, if you have a belief that food is your friend, you'll start enjoying it. You'll start listening to your body more, and you'll think, what do I fancy now? And your taste buds will perk up. Everything will come back into order. So look in that mirror and make friends with food. Make your peace with food. First make it within, but then go external. Okay, put some of the food items out in front of you that you don't like very much, or you want to eat but you think, oh, I shouldn't, I feel guilty if I eat that. Get chocolate bars, get cream buns, whatever your tickle is, whatever your fancy is, get it out there. Stare at it and tap. Food is my friend. Food is my friend. Food is my friend. Look in the mirror. Food is my friend. Food is my friend. Food is my friend. Just keep tapping. Now, the EFT tapping technique is a brilliant little technique, but you have to remember we're working with your energy system, and it's important to drink a few glasses of water following any EFT. People keep asking me, why do we have to drink water? Your body is mainly made of water, and when energy is blocked in acupuncture points around the body, when that energy shifts, you need to keep the body hydrated, because as the body becomes more hydrated, the detox process is much quicker and easier. So really, that's today's episode for weight loss. I do have a DVD on weight loss where we go into a lot more detail. You can get a copy on the site if you want. It's only $10 or something. I've made it as low cost as possible just to get it out there to the masses. But I hope you've enjoyed this tips and strategies on weight loss today. Please forward this to your friends. This is David Childerley. I'll see you on a future episode of Self Empowerment.